We are here in beautiful Mariposa at Mariposa Elementary. We're gonna head in and see Keith Trump, who has a lesson on percentages. Let's go check it out.
Going to be talking about number lines, and we're going to start by thinking about this number line. I haven't labeled everything, but I want you to take a moment to look at it and think about what you notice and what you wonder. I think it's a low floor, high ceiling activity for sure, because you start out with a number line. That's more or less blank, right? There's a 0 and there are arrowheads, and that's it. And you're priming the students thinking, what do you notice? What do you wonder? Okay, let's go ahead and share our notices and our wonderings, and let's make sure that we're taking turns asking each other's questions. Go ahead.
There's arrows on the side of it, not just the line that goes on forever.
I saw in today's lesson students who started their thinking with kind of a rigid, oh, it's gotta be to the right, or it's of B, or it's gotta be in the middle, or it's gotta be to the left. And then as we had our introductory discussions, they started, by hearing each other's thinking, they started to realize, oh yeah, it could be there, or it could be there, it could be there. And you just sort of start seeing all of these different ideas popping up. Ayla, what were you thinking?
Can either go, well, it's just a 0, so it can go negative or positive. If there was an arrow, it could go into the positives or into the negative region, whichever way. But there's no arrow, so we don't know. Or other values.
Interesting. Okay, Maria, what are your thoughts?
I noticed that it looks like you'll have negative numbers because the 0 is in the middle instead of like being closer to the left.
Then that's just the perfect time to send them into groups and let them work it out, right? Run experiments. They're running experiments with different values for A and B, and they're seeing what happens with the number line, and you're getting all of these amazing number sense interactions and development. And then we sort of push things deeper by sharing those out, sharing out some of the observations, and having students walk around the room and look at each other's thinking. Really trying to press clear communication of ideas, and trying to, encourage them to write down descriptions of the patterns that they're seeing as generalizations or rules or maybe conjectures. And then finally, we end the lesson with stronger and clearer, really trying to press the revision of those to get even more clear communication. And I'm looking at your board, and I'm just going to try to see if I can understand what you wrote. Does that make sense? All right, so first here, I see A plus B, right? Both positive. Okay, got it. And it would be to the right of B. You're saying that A plus B would be to the right of B, right? And I see this label right here. Is that supposed to be A plus B? You might look at a group and see some misunderstandings and resisting the temptation to correct, right? But, asking questions that aren't too leading to sort of see where they're at and their thinking. Sometimes you'll walk to a group and you'll ask an assessing question, to see where they are and to see if they know where they are, and then sometimes you walk up to a group and you see a great opportunity to ask an advancing question and sort of press that thinking further. Not necessarily providing an answer to that question. It's fun to, and I think effective, to walk into a group, analyze, ask a question, and then kind of leave and leave them with something to discuss in their team, and certainly not feed them, where you're trying to go with it. I was really surprised by the diversity of the conjectures. I wasn't anticipating them covering all of the different possibilities. I know there are more possibilities that could have been covered, but I was very pleasantly surprised just by the breadth of what they covered, of what they noticed. I also was surprised and really enjoyed by how they tried to use their experiments to support their conjectures. I tried to encourage them, okay, can you connect your experiment to your conjecture so that if somebody from another group walks up, they can see, oh, here's your theory, here's your evidence, and the connections between those, So you got the visual and then the verbal or the written. I think with stronger and clearer each time, giving them the opportunity to sort of work things out in their groups in this little collaborative community, and think about, could this be more clearly communicated? Doing that in their small groups. And then that way, when we look at things as a whole class, on a whole class scale, more confidence is there. They've had multiple opportunities to revise with their groups. Another thing that I loved today using the carousel strategy is that just by having them walk around and looking at each other's conjectures and analyzing those, thinking about revising them and to make them stronger and clearer, I think that the activity of that helps to foster revision thinking for them at their group, you know, and it kind of gives them a new lens.